Lab 4. Goals of Lab 4 are to start with Lab 3, add an index, link the index to your existing page 1 and 2, add background and text to index. On page 1, add some font-controlled text. On page 2, optimize your image. There will be separate videos on optimizing, and number color combinations are also covered in a separate video. Start with Lab 3. I'm right-clicking on Lab 3, choosing Copy. I'll right-click over here, choose Paste. I will right-click, rename, and choose to call this Lab 4. Here's a template that I've made earlier. I'm going to right-click on that and choose Copy. Right-click on Lab 4 and choose Paste. I'll open up Lab 4. I'm going to rename this to Index, which is the most common name for the default page on web servers. But I'm also going to change this to HTML. Again, this is the most common name for the beginning page on websites, index.html. I'll click Yes. In this case, it is okay to rename it. HTML and HTML are both acceptable. I've added my index.html. Now I need to do some editing and to add links and a background. I'll start up Paint. P-A-I-N-T. This doesn't need to be very big, so I'll go to Properties on the File menu, and I'll choose perhaps about 144 by 144. I'll click OK. I want a fairly dark background color, so I'm going to choose blue and use my Fill with Color tool and flood that in there. Now I'm going to choose yellow as my foreground color and maybe get my line tool. By holding down the Shift key, I can make a perfect 45-degree angle, so I'll just run that from corner to corner. Now web pages only can accept .gif, .jpg, or .png for file names or images. So I'll choose to save this as a GIF. I'll save this in my O drive. In my 1316 folder, I'm working on Lab 4. This needs to go in Images. I'm going to choose to save this as a GIF, and I will call this something really creative like blue. Now, if I zoom in on View and zoom in, I can see that the image has become pixelated, but I think at normal viewing, it'll be just fine for this particular case. I'll close Paint. To edit my index, I'll right-click and choose Open with Notepad. From your book, here's the basic layout that we're going for. Index will be linked to page 1 and page 2. Again, index.html does not go in the Pages or Images folder. It's just inside of Lab 4. I now have my blue background. I still have a picture, and here's a sample of what the text could be. Since I have a dark background, perhaps I want white text. Maybe I'll make my links gray and yellow. And here's the path from index to open up the images folder to locate that blue.gif. I'll make those changes in Notepad. I said I would make my text white. I said I would make my link gray. I said I would make my B-link yellow. Now these choices may not turn out to be very good, but this is my starting point. And again, from the root folder, I need to open up the images folder in order to locate blue.gif. Make sure there's no spaces between the file names and the quotation marks. I'm going to change the title of this to something pretty interesting. My stuff. Again, this is just an example. I expect you to be a little more creative than what I'm doing. And maybe my headline will be Welcome to My World. In order to open up page 2, I need to open up the Pages folder and then open up page2.htm. This would be a link to page 2. I'm not lazy, I'm just efficient. I'll just copy that, paste it, and make this a link to page 1. Change the label to page 1. Control S to save my changes. I'll switch over to Lab 4 and double click to open Index. There's my background covering my blue background color, and there's my links. It's not a great color combination. I expect you to do a little better. Let me test my link to page 1. There's my pink background. Let me go back. Here's my link to page 2. There's my image. Let me go back. Again, I expect you to come up with better color schemes and add some interesting text to make this your beginning or opening web page. Note that my link and v-link colors are not working properly. That's because I'm on a hard drive, not working from a web server. So I've added my links and I've added my background. Now it says on page 1 to add some font controlled text. I'll open up the Pages folder. Right click on page 1 and choose Open with Notepad. Right about here, I'm going to add some text. I'll put some breaks around it just to separate from the other things that I'm doing. The instructions say to add the word hi. We're going to use the font tag to control this word hi. So I'll turn on and turn off the font tag. I'll click in the beginning font tag, add a space. The 3 attributes I can change are face equals and a value, space, color equals 2 quotation marks for my value and a space, and the size and 2 quotation marks. For the typeface, I'll use Arial. For the color, I'll use red. And for size, it says to make it 1 size larger. Normal is 3, so I could either put 4 or I could put +1, which is 1 size larger. Save my changes, switch, double click. Now I have word hi in the Arial font face. The color is red and it is 1 size larger than normal text. On page 2, it says to optimize my image. Optimization is covered in a separate video.